You ain't gonna get me in trouble. Oh, stand quick, pussy. Now the ladies are pretty weak tonight. Pretty weak. Pretty weak. I don't know if they had them.
This is Brother Sharif with the Hour of Power. Go to Hour of Power, Sharif Hamid on YouTube. Subscribe and share the channel so we can continue to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. In the name of God, the gracious, the merciful, we give him praise and thanks for his mercy and his goodness to the human family. If all the trees upon the earth were pens to write with, and if all the oceans were ink, and then another 7 oceans add to its supply, the writing would still not be enough to explain the glory of God, for he's the exalted, all-powerful, all-wise. So again, this is Brother Sharif with the Hour of Power. Subscribe and share the channel. You know the motto, so we can continue to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. Just letting you know, hopefully this Sunday coming up, which is the 22nd, I'll be interviewing Minister Amon out of Durham, North Carolina. He's one of the star students of Minister Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, and we'll be talking about the war in Syria, the controversy with Starbucks, and many other topics that affect our people in the country and abroad. So that'll be this Sunday at 8 o'clock, April 22nd, via Facebook Live. Minister Amon Muhammad out of Durham, North Carolina. I'll be interviewing him on the Hour of Power this Sunday at 8 o'clock, and he'll be breaking down the war in Syria, the bombing in Syria, the attack on Syria, what's going on with this controversy with Starbucks, which is just going crazy all over the internet and social media. So he'll give his perspective on that and other topics affecting our people. So definitely tune into that and share it with like minds. So again, this Sunday, 8 o'clock via Facebook Live, the Hour of Power, be interviewing Minister Amon, star student of Minister Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam. So definitely tune into that and share it with like minds. I don't know how many viewers we got out there. I know the game is on, the playoffs is on, but it's also a lot of other serious things going on in our community that needs our attention. The decriminalization of pedophilia. The decriminalization of pedophilia, something that has been going on for many years now. It's just the general public don't know about it or aren't informed about it. For those of you who have children that are in the school system, especially if you have children that may have behavior, mental, and emotional issues, you want to be familiar with the DSM, which is the Diagnostic Statistical Manual. That is the Bible of mental disorders. Counselors, therapists like myself, psychiatrists, psychologists, all use this book to diagnose mental health disorders, even for children. So you want to be familiar with this book. I'm not going to be long tonight, just dropping little nuggets here and there to once again lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. Back in 1973, homosexuality was removed out of the DSM and it was labeled as normal behavior. Before then, it was listed as a mental disorder, meaning homosexuality. But what was happening was, back in the 60s and 70s, what they called the sexual revolution. The revolution where people were testing out drugs and testing out their sexuality and experiencing their sexuality. They were finding that a lot of therapists, counselors, psychologists, and psychiatrists were gay. So, because they were coming out with their sexuality. So how could they say homosexuality was a mental disorder and treating people for it when a lot of them were homosexual themselves? Now, when you look up this history, they try to say it was other reasons why they took it out, but that was mainly one of the main reasons. So they had a big meeting in San Francisco in 1973, and of all places, San Francisco, we know what goes on there, the West Coast version of Atlanta. In 73, they took it out. They took homosexuality out. Now we're on the DSM V. But if you look that up now it's listed as other, meaning normal behavior. And a leading psychologist at that time was at the meeting, and he joked around, and this was in 73. He joked around and said, well, the next thing they're going to do is make pedophilia a normal behavior. He said that in 73, and he was just joking. He was one of the people at the meeting. Now here we are, when they were getting ready to come out with the DSM V. We're on the DSM V, and remember, these diagnostic statistical manuals or DSMs, they come out about every 10 or 15 years. So the DSM V just came out in 2016. In preparation for the DSM V, they had meetings in Baltimore as early as 2013 talking about renaming and redefining pedophilia in the DSM V. So now you start seeing judges, and if you look, follow what's going on online, you see more and more things online where this judge says it's nothing wrong with adult men lusting after children, or getting light if no sentences with people who are sexually assaulting and taking advantage of children. That's because they're pushing this law, and eventually they want to make it where they can release people who have committed pedophilia from prison, and don't even name it that anymore. They're already trying to rename it from pedophilia to child attraction. That's what they want to call it instead of calling it pedophilia. They're saying that's a bad name. That's a bad word. Now they want to rename it to child attraction. Not pedophilia, but child attraction. They're already doing it. They're already saying that men can go in women's bathrooms. Yeah. So if you got children coming through, you want to be familiar with this book. It's on 5 now. It's a DSM 5, and that is the Bible of mental disorders. If you have some mental issues, need some counseling, they're not going to give you no quote from Proverbs to help you get better. They're not going to give you a surah from the Quran, right? They're going to go right to that diagnostic statistical manual, and they're going to say you got depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, and then a pill is going to follow. That's what they're going to do. That's the power of that book. I have one. I just got to get the updated version of it. And we're on the DSM 5, and in the DSM 5, it tries to water down and rename and redefine. Matter of fact, they're not trying, they've already done it, to redefine what pedophilia is, and they're trying to change it to child attraction, meaning it's normal for adults to have sexual feelings towards underage children. That's why it's called the decriminalization of pedophilia. But you got to be careful when you do things like that. See, these people aren't thinking. They only think about themselves. If you're going to decriminalize, meaning take away the criminal element of pedophilia, which is absolutely ridiculous. No grown behind man or woman should be having sex with an underage child, because a child doesn't have the cognitive and ability and the maturity to make sexual decisions with for themselves, especially if an adult is involved. But this is what they're doing, because this is their history. They have redefined pedophilia. So decriminalizing it means taking away the criminal element of it. But you got to be careful with that. If you're going to decriminalize pedophilia, which as it stands now is a crime, even though you have judges and people in legislation who are guilty of pedophilia. If you're going to decriminalize pedophilia, why not decriminalize robbery and theft? Why not decriminalize murder? That's a crime. They're all criminal acts. So if you're going to decriminalize one criminal act, why don't you just decriminalize all of them? Come on, talk to me now. Talk to me. See, we're not thinking. A lot of us are not connected with this kind of information. They are I'm going to say it again and I'll be done. They are in the process of decriminalizing pedophilia, meaning it's not even it's not even a crime anymore. And then they're going to start pushing to release people who are in prison for pedophilia. And then they're going to try to redefine it to not pedophilia, but child attraction. Child attraction. But if you're going to decriminalize one criminal act, why don't you just decriminalize them all? Just let the jails loose. Just open up the doors and let them all out. That doesn't make any sense. You're going to decriminalize one criminal act, but punish the hell out of the rest of them. If you're going to decriminalize one of them, you might as well decriminalize them all. Because what they're basically saying is these people are born with this propensity to want to be attracted to children. They're born with it. Oh, really? So now, if I dust someone off in a fit of rage, I was born with the propensity to kill. I was born with the propensity to steal. Let me out. Let them out. I was born with the propensity to commit crimes and be criminal. Let them out. As a mother of a young female, this is very concerning. Yes, it is. But look it up, sis, and anyone else out there. Just look up the decriminalization of pedophilia and look how and research how it's connected to this DSM, which is the Diagnostic Statistical Manual, i.e., the Bible of mental disorders. This is where they get the ADHD, the oppositional defiant disorder, eating disorders, any mental disorders in that book. And they have redefined pedophilia and they're trying to change it to child attraction. And that's why they're letting people who are males go in female bathrooms because they feel like they were born that way and feel like they're a woman. Because they're trying to decriminalize pedophilia. And they're not trying, they're already in the process of it. Well, this is Brother Sharif with the Hour of Power with this short clip called the Decriminalization of Pedophilia. And again, if you're going to decriminalize one criminal act, you might as well look into decriminalizing them all because they're all criminal acts. If you're going to decriminalize grown men sexually taking advantage of children who are innocent, and don't have the cognitive ability and the maturity to make sexual decisions for themselves, you might as well decriminalize other criminal acts like murder, theft, whatever. Just let the doors open and let them all out. Decriminalize it. Say, okay, I was born with the propensity to kill. Let me out. You let the pedophile out, why not let the murderer out? And the thief, and on and on and on. Something to think about, right? Again, tune in on Sunday at 8 p.m. as I interview Minister Amon out of Durham, North Carolina. We're going to talk about the bombing and the attack on Syria, what is its real meaning and purpose and implications, the controversy with Starbucks, and many other topics going on in the black community. That's what this channel is about, lifting the mind, body, and soul of our people. I leave you in peace as I came. To my Muslim family, assalamu alaikum. To my Christian family, praise the Lord. To my Hebrew Israelite family, shalom. To my black conscious family, hotep. And to my people in the streets, what's good with you? This is the Hour of Power of Brother Sharif. Subscribe and share the channel so we can continue to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. Peace.